We'd like to welcome you again to another presentation here in the Issues Room. Our 113th theme is dedicated to sports talk. We'll be talking strictly sports, the World Cup. We have two interesting gentlemen who will be joining us. I believe you saw the flyer, and we'll be looking at the World Cup from its inception and make some predictions for Sunday. I'd like to welcome all of you wherever you are. I'm Volcano Shelton, bringing you this live broadcast. I'll be joined shortly by Moses Sandy, who is on the other side of the border. But in the meantime, we'd like to welcome you everywhere you are. Please join us for this conversation. For those of you who love, sports, particularly soccer, I believe you will have a good time. We have the Human Jet and we have the Soccer Reservoir as our guest. Our broadcast is on Tuesdays and Fridays. Saturday is December 16th, and it's Friday. We're just a stone throw away from Christmas, which is next Sunday. Let me be joined by Moses Sandy out there in West Point. Moses, West Point, Monrovia. I'd like to welcome you to our 113th edition. It's good to have you. Good to see you, my brother.
Thank you. I am in West Point, Liberia, and it's a pleasure to be in the issues room with you tonight. I know tonight is strictly soccer. Before we get to that level, we're going to do our trending news, but let me join you in welcoming our many viewers to please help us share the link wherever they are. Reach out, invite more people because tonight is going to be another interesting discussion. Thank you for coming.
And quickly, man, I like to say, please, if you hear some freezing, see some freezing, feel some freezing. We're working on, upgrading some stuff here. Hopefully, next week broadcast will will do better. These things, when it comes to technology, is a continuous because software and system they update constantly. And that's the way that people can make their money, and you got to stay on top with them. I'd like to welcome Raymond Clark. Welcome, my brother. He said, I've been set and waiting for the show. Blow Giacono, Gloria Vocamoba. Good evening, Forger Monu. Good to have you in the house. We're looking forward to seeing We Are Do, Thomas Awaji, SB Dunn, those soccer enthusiasts, because we have the soccer reservoir in house tonight, who will be here with us. But Moses, let's quickly run into trending news before we bring in our guests. I just wanted to say quickly the summit um, of the U.S. and Africa leadership ended, and I know some of those presidents are on the way back. I
Yeah,
don't know if we are. I think he's expected to be back in Liberia on the 18th, from what I'm hearing. So who should be,
yeah,
who should be Sundays. So he could be departing tomorrow. But overall, I believe the conference ended on good note. I saw some photos trending on social media with President Biden and some of the leaders from these kinds of summits, conference, workshop, whatever it is. Great deliberations, great strategizing, come up with a working document, a resolution. We're talking 49 presidents in attendance, all 49 countries. Let's put it that way. Because
yeah. With delegations,
yeah. So 49 countries. I'm sure at the end of the conference, everything was more generalistic to everybody. But then when you get to your country for implementation, you will want to fine tune to your setting, um, so that it works for you. And my fear here is that it is easy to come from these conferences or these summits all geared up, all hype, and then when you get to implementation, you hit a brick wall. Do we think that, and this is a question, and I'm not going to say just Liberia, but just the entire continent and its representation. Do you think that these people are really going to put some of these things in full swing, considering all of the momentum and hype around them coming to the relationship here and there?
Well, I would say that from some of the speeches delivered, especially the speech delivered by the president of Ghana, that was very impressive. And it seems to suggest that some of them are very interested because the summit is about enhancing good leadership in Africa, promoting U.S. Africa ties. And he said, I did listen to the Ghanaian president, and he said, look, it is time for Africa to move forward, to consolidate its peace, to work in unison in promoting the cause of the people of Africa. And I think it's a very good, statement to come from an African leader because, our greatest problem is division, bad governance.
Mhm.
So to see someone say it is time for Africa to pool its resources to become more powerful, that we don't have to depend on handouts, I think there are people on the continent who are ready to make this thing work. So just to piggyback on the conference which ended yesterday, um, President Biden had the opportunity of meeting with six African countries, with presidents of six African countries that are expected to go to election in 2023. President George Manuel Weah was one of those presidents, one of the six presidents that attended that one-on-one meeting with President Biden. In the meeting, they discussed the need for those African countries to ensure free and fair election. And the U.S. president committed $65 million for good governance and supporting the electoral process in those countries. So I think that's something commendable, for our African leaders, and we just hope that our people will be committed to the process. Now, quickly, let's look at the MCC Compact. That is the Millennium Challenge Corporation Compact Grant. The grant has been awarded for 2023. This time around, four African countries were uh, were among other African countries that have benefited in the past. So we're talking about Gambia, Mauritania, Senegal, and another African countries. These African countries going to receive monetary support. They're going to get grants for good governance, promoting human rights in the respective countries, and economic development. The compact was passed, an act creating the compact was passed in 2004. The purpose of this, in the past, what the US did was just giving out assistance. This time, there are specific indicators that every country has to meet. You got to do well in fighting graft. You got to do well in ensuring free elections in the country. In the era of democracy, you have to do that. The rule of law. So the African countries that I just named have been able to demonstrate that over the years. So they will be among countries that will benefit. Now we have 14 African countries that have benefited. Over the years, the United States have invested $9.5 billion. And African countries have received over $3 billion. Unfortunately for us, Liberia did not, benefit this time, even though the country passed the Millennium Compact test. They met some of the key indicators, but unfortunately, Liberia is not one of those countries that benefited or that will benefit in 2023. And quickly, I know many of you may have been hearing about the December 17th rally, which is being organized by the CPP. The rally is tomorrow. Now, the news we're getting from Monrovia is that one of the key, planner of this rally was entrusted with 70,000 US dollars. That money was to be used for logistics and the mobilization of people for the rally. Unfortunately, according to Mr. Mountain Colley of the Labour Party, he said the money was stolen from his office. And I'd like to pause there. I don't know how they're going to do that. Are you there,
Okay,
Volcano?
thank you.
Mhm.
We so I just like to welcome all of our viewers here. Good to have my man SB Dunn. He's finally in house. Brazilian Monk. Idea Ha Idon G said Umo in Australia will say welcome. A little bit of is carrying on tonight. But
Like,
we've upgraded.
let me
Uh hopefully the upgrade will be done for our Tuesday broadcast, and we should not have some of these things. Sometimes it is necessary to change carriers when you're stuck with spoon,
that's
or you got to
technology,
go of
man.
them. So we had to resubscribe, and so we'll be hopefully getting set up on Tuesday, because a lot of freezing been happening, and I tried to ascertain why, and I thought that it would be necessary now to part ways with for years. The package they're offering doesn't make sense, and Moses, you and I I'm not ready to stretch myself beyond my financial elasticity. Tonight we're discussing the World Cup. And listen, I have two great guys coming on screen here tonight. John Carl Harris, the soccer reservoir. Good evening. You're too full screen. You need to we got to see your head. It's cut half. No. You're coming too close.
No.
Okay,
To your
now you
camera, John. John, you're going off.
yeah,
He's going to come back. Yeah, but go ahead. Maybe you
John, you
You know
got
I'm a big guy.
no, yeah,
adjust your
but
camera.
still, hold on, John, hold on, Moses. You gotta put the camera behind. Oh, John, you turning things upside down. All right, when you fix yourself, we'll come back to you.
All
Uh,
he needs.
good evening,
Okay,
welcome.
good. You go,
It's good to
Hassan.
have you in the house.
I said, John, then he turned it upside down.
He turns it upside down. Man, I tell you, man. He says he's a
Well,
big.
CDC member.
Man, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't start. I'm begging you. Get ready for no debate here tonight. Don't start, please.
John.
This sport is a unifying force. Man, we here. No, wait.
Hey, John.
No, I mean, nobody can see you.
Yeah, you're good. You're good, John.
No, hold on, Moses. I'm the anchor here. Let me tell the man, he's not good.
John, go beyond small. John, go beyond small.
That'll be far from the mark.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
you're
right
good.
there, you
You're good
good.
to
I mean,
go, John.
you got voice, so you good right
Yeah,
there.
you look good,
All right,
John.
gentlemen, good
Okay.
evening. Welcome. Let's go from there. John, you're the first in the issues room. This is I believe your real first time being here. Every time you say you want to come, when I reach out to you, run away. So tonight you're here. So we'll let you go first. Introduce yourself.
So you get
Uh
run away.
I mean, yeah, he when I run away, he
Uh,
laughed. He was being tricky. That's why he was telling you to say upside down, he won't run away.
John
so
won't give it, my man.
so so welcome tonight. We're talking soccer. You told me you are a reservoir. Tell us a little bit about John Carr, maybe on a minute or two. Who is
Yeah,
John Carr, and
uh,
how accurate are you with soccer?
I'm John Carr Harris, coming in a soccer reservoir. There's no need to say anything further except when we go into the discussion before you get to know my wife.
Mm, okay, but,
Wow.
but but did you play the game?
I played a game. I played at the level of George Weah and James Deba.
Oh, wow.
And
Really?
what was your name when you played with them?
No, James Deba always called me senior player.
Okay.
I was involved in the defeat that was handled to the the afternoon section by George Weah. At the time, I was in the 9th grade, and George Weah had just come to G.W. Gibson School. That game, I played number 9, Gene Diba played number 8. And we were beating 2-1 by George Weah. He came here and scored 2 magnificent goals.
Okay.
So that's a long history there with you and we are and the guys playing soccer. But
you can't play past me, man. Volcano, he can play soccer more than me.
Hold on now, the man only football out G level gets his feet. I
play at 7 level. I went to 7 level. I played divisional football. But when I got involved in politics at the Maria Central High School, I decided to concentrate on politics. And that's how I lost my soccer talents.
Okay.
And many guys front at me. They turned out we have been a very good striker for Liberia at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I disappointed them.
And you got it high too, you know?
Yes, and those guys used to call me Rashidi Yakini. I told them no because Rashidi was a big physique. But they said I have more than that.
J. Kyle Harris, welcome, my man. Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to have you back.
Yeah.
So you
Yes, they're player, man.
So the former Central High.
Yeah.
There's no more Central High.
Yeah,
actually, it was Shadow Topper before becoming Central High.
Thank you, Shadow Topper.
Yeah.
And those were good schools too, though.
Yeah.
Central
High was cool, yeah.
Yeah. Al Jerome graduated from there. Alex
Al
Red
Jerome was there. He was my junior. I was the student leader of 1985. Al Jerome was my junior in 1985.
Okay.
Those are Al Jerome, Abu Masale, all the boys were my boys.
Okay.
I was a student leader then 1985.
Wow.
That's when you were in politics.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, let's move into the real conversation. Hassan, you know, stranger. Well, we're talking the World Cup tonight. Moses is not too solid in this area, so he would throw some jabs.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the inception. Okay, we had 32 teams, and I want to set the conversation this way: prediction prior to the World Cup, during the first few games of the World Cup, and where we are now. Let's just say, what did you hear in public circles and your own prediction when the World Cup started, prior to it starting, and when it started, from the first, big axe that was thrown out there with Argentina stumbling in the first game to what you call them, RSA. Yeah. And then you had Germany falling to Japan. What was the prediction there before then, and then how people started to start rethinking? Because I'm sure after that game with Argentina, people started to rule them out of the tournament.
Yeah, but those people that ruled Argentina out from the first game did not know the game. Because for the 32 teams that went to the World Cup, Argentina were the most informed team. Argentina just ended her unbeaten run by way of losing to Saudi Arabia. She had won 36 games. Or she had played 36 games and never lost one. So she was the only informed team. If you can remember vividly, Volcano, I told you when Saudi Arabia beat Argentina, I called you, I said, I will take that show. I said, Argentina will win the World Cup. You can remember, right?
Yeah, you did say that.
I told you, I said, Argentina will win in spite of their defeat. Now, why I say that is that Argentina won't keep the
prior to that, let's go back.
They keep the World Cup as the most informed team.
Okay.
They have been lost 36 games since Saudi Arabia. They have gone and won the European or South American Cup. They beat Italy 3-0. They are going and beating Brazil 1-0 for the Copa America. And those guys, rather than Lionel Messi, are very committed, very die-hard. And under France that has been struggling. Before France came to the World Cup, I've been to the World Cup, everybody thought, for people who know the game technically, they knew that France was struggling. France lost the European nations. She came third place, even though she was defending champion, and she lost the European competition. Italy won it. They brought in Benzema. They brought in Benzema to wake up the team, but they lost lots of games. Even in the European Nation Cup, they came third place. So France struggled. Even though she was one of the teams that may have won it or was projected to have won it, or is projected to win it. But I will tell you something. Nobody, technical guys like us, knew that France wouldn't have made it up to that level. Mille, with the subtraction of Kanté, Pogba, and your man and Benzema. So they are surprisingly doing very well. But I will tell you, Argentina in this thing to kill. They are in this thing to kill with the former Lionel Messi. The guy is 35 years old and resuscitating, reawakening. He playing like somebody who's 20, 21 years old. You can't believe it. And interestingly, the both of them, Mbappe and Messi, are made fighting for individual, let's say, records, even though their countries there. Because if Mbappe wins it, he will be the only player since Pelé to have gone back to back and to have won the World Cup 2 times at the age of 23. Lionel Messi would be the older guy carrying Argentina to win it at the age of 35, having gone there before and lost. So everybody there individualistically fighting for title. But it will be a tough game on Sunday. But I think Argentina will win.
Well,
Okay.
I think
You made a quick prediction. Hassan, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Carl laid it out very well. For me, from the inception, I thought it was going to be between Brazil and France. That was why, because Brazil and France, those were the two big guys. Yeah, we do understand that Argentina was the most informed team, haven't played all these matches and only been beaten by Saudi Arabia, and of course, you know, the only silverware that Lionel Messi had now won is the World Cup. He's won almost everything. The European Championships with Barcelona, he's won the World Club. He won the Copa Libertadores. He's won the South American Champion. Everything else besides the World Cup. And this is his last. I mean, I don't want to say this could be, but this is his last World Cup to play. And so he's doing extremely well. However, like Carl said, the absence of Pogba and Kanté especially. Kanté, you know, did the absence of those two guys in the middle, especially Kanté and Pogba, you know, the people had doubted the strength of France, but then also and then Benzema, also the injury to Benzema, also you know, made people to believe that where you know France is down, but France has a depth of players. I mean, they have about 13 players of African descent who are playing there. And on top of that, is Mbappe. And, you know, like Carl said, both Mbappe and Messi, they are looking for individual brilliance. You know that even on Paris Saint-Germain, both of them play. They don't get along too well. Despite the fact that they play in the same Paris Saint-Germain. They don't get along too well. And Mbappe is like the man on Paris Saint-Germain. The team is built around him, and so he wants to prove to his colleague that, look here, I can win this team. But Messi too is not taking team lying down. Messi wants to win this because that's the only piece of silverware that is not in his cupboard at all. He wants to end his World Cup career on this note, you know. And so I think for me, I've said it before that France, either France or Brazil, but I took France to be the winner, and I still take France to be the winner, and this is why I think France will win. Now, France has got the guys both in the back and in the front. Even though of late, the French team have been isolated simply because most of them have caught cold, like Raphael Varane, Ibrahim Konate, those two guys. They've been isolated, and you find out that even during the semifinals against Morocco, Rabiot, who the midfielder, didn't play because he had cold too, and Dayoud also didn't, caught cold, and so he didn't play. So the Didier Deschamps is thinking now between if Varane and Ibrahim Konate can come now, then he might just pick those two, but France depends on the midfield. France has people who can negotiate their way through, and they are razor sharp in front of goal. Now, for Messi, and this is one reason why people will say, or I believe that Messi might carry the golden boot or might be the best player in the league, because every goal that Argentina has scored or will score has to be approved by Messi. What I mean by this is that either Messi gives the assist or Messi himself scores. And Messi himself scores. And that makes Argentina team more solely dependent on Messi. And that makes Messi so much the best player in the tournament. In the tournament. Because like the France team, if Mbappe
Are you
doesn't
not
score,
seeing? Are you not seeing that Messi? Are you not? Are you not? Are you? I rather saying that Messi is not capable enough of the team being rested on him,
no, no,
or
no, no.
is he
No, what I'm saying, compared to Mbappe and Messi, Messi might win or will win the Golden Boot. The reason for that is that Messi is carrying this whole Argentina team on his shoulders. If Messi does not score, he will create to score. If Messi does not score, nobody scores, so to speak, on the Argentina team. But Mbappe doesn't score, Giroud can score. Another person can score. You have 4 or 5 persons who can score at any time in the France team, but not Argentina team. So Messi has been carrying this team on his own. So it is likely that even in the finals, because both of them have 5 goals each, and Messi has a superior 1 assist difference. Messi had 3 assists, and Mbappe has 2. So let's say both of them don't even score. Messi will carry the golden boot. The fact that they took the team from nowhere to that stage, I think Messi has done fantastically well. But in the end, my prediction is that France will still win because France has the middle, France has the defense, and France has people in the front that are very razor sharp.
all right?
I have a counter view.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, quick. I know you want to come in, John. To the end, and I was hoping that we could look back from where we were, starting with the conversation around the earlier prediction, not this current prediction on Sunday, but the earlier prediction as to how people were going, early upset of some of the games that were played by teams that won the big giants. Yeah. I'm sure people then started to retool and started to rethink, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why it lately in the World Cup, and I believe when you think about it, the population of those countries look forward to the team going far. But looking at the Qatar World Cup, you can. I thought to ask this question: is it because of the proximity to many of the continents, particularly Europe? The Middle East, Europe is there. North Africa, Black Africa is there. Asia, because where it's located. Do you think that could have played a part in the European continent, North African continent, the African continent in the western part, and that of Asia? Do you think that's why we have all the all these stadiums being packed?
Yeah, let me answer that
Start
quick.
with that.
Kai, you're going. Well,
Yeah.
I think the Qatar is strategically located, and Qatar is part of the Asian Federation, and they have they have Japan, they have Korea, all of them are playing. They also have North Africa, that Arab solidarity. So with Morocco and Tunisia playing, of course you see the Arab nations coming around. Then you also have Saudi Arabia, and you have Qatar itself. So it draws people, people from all walks, because this is the first opportunity that football has gone to an Arab nation or a Southeast Asian nation, besides the 2002 World Cup that was played between Korea and Japan, in 2002. So this is the first time that it has come to an Arab nation. So the Arabs, they have 4 teams in it, so to speak. They had Saudi Arabia, they have Qatar, they have Morocco, and they have Tunisia. So of course, that Arab solidarity to cheer. Also, the Asian solidarity, because they are both in the Arab section at the same time in the Asian League. So they all cheer each other, and Iran too. Don't forget, Iran was also there. So the Arab, so you have more Arab-related teams in there than any other one. You also have
Also
the African.
remember, 80,000 people left Mexico. 80,000 people left
Yeah,
Mexico. That's what I don't know after Mexico defeat whether they left, and then the Brazilians. So many of these, just something about this World Cup that was more. I don't know if it was more affordable.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Let,
because
yeah, let me.
previous World Cups haven't really been the stadiums, only the host nations, and the big guns. But other
yeah,
than that, all of the games were well attended.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Carl.
but
Yeah, Carl.
what I would say for the attendance, when it comes to Argentina, if you check the records, Argentina is the only country that Argentina's games pull the highest crowd always. Argentina and Mexico, it is some more thousand. Argentina and Holland, nobody has reached the number of Argentina games. It then pulls up the highest crowd every time they play. And I think sometimes we give credit to Lionel Messi. Some people want to see Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
What is he's a him, what he really exists. Because the guy is a magical being. Okay? But let's come to what
Okay.
Hassan said. You talk about France. I'll tell you something. France, you talk about the midfield. France midfield are just trying out. Using Shimani for Real Madrid, using this ball for Atletico Madrid. Other than France doesn't have a better midfield than Argentina. Argentina get early started from Britain. They get Deport. They get Paredes. As compared to this guy from Atletico Madrid, how you call this ball who played the midfield? Anthony Griezmann.
Yeah.
Everybody, in fact, Pogba even praised Griezmann because Griezmann already playing very well. Griezmann is a flop, but he's doing well in the World Cup. They can never have a better midfield than Argentina. Argentina midfield is to the depth. Look at the defense. Look at France's defense. Look at the French defense. You got this ball who being struggling. How you call this guy?
Raphael Varane.
You got a Varane there who has not been doing quite well for Manchester City. It was not. You got this guy from Barcelona, Conte. Conte said, Conde rather.
Yeah,
I'm not been doing well for Barcelona. Then on the other side, you get it. I need the Liverpool guy. Konate is doing well.
Yeah.
So they're not better than the Argentina. Argentina, you get this guy who can kill himself. You get Martinez from Man City. You got the other guy from Benfica. Those guys are there killing themselves. Otamendi is there.
Yeah. Otamendi from Man City.
Benfica. Yeah. Those guys are fighters.
Okay, so let's look at it. Moses will come quick. Let's just look at the two goalkeepers and Moses coming. The two goalkeepers, are they evenly matched?
No, they're not evenly matched.
They're not evenly matched.
No, Lois.
Who's the better goalkeeper?
The French
goalkeeper. France goalkeeper is a far better goalkeeper.
Talking about Lores? Lores is better?
Yeah, France goalkeeper. And if I were to add another goalkeeper there that is very good, I will add the Croatian goalkeeper.
Oh yeah.
The Croatian goalkeeper.
But you're talking now.
You're talking about France and
yeah. But the goalkeeper, of course, for France is far better and far experienced. If you watch the semi-final with Morocco, there's a curling ball at the corner of the post, right above, and the guy was able to ward that up. There was another possible goal. And the guy
the Jackie.
Yes, it's exactly that bicycle kick. The guy was able to catch up. I mean, and he saved Morocco. He saved France a lot from Morocco. Morocco just honestly, and in my view, Morocco should have beaten that game easily because they missed about 2 or 3 one-on-one, and they were not razor sharp in front where they struggled to get the ball. But anytime they got the ball, they made better use. They threatened their opponent defense. However, there was that threat didn't yield any fruit. But anytime France got the ball and they went to the opponent's defense, it was a problem. They caught them flat-footed. So as a result, look at even the first goal. The guy had to almost leap with one leg high up to kick that ball, which was is it wasn't much
And
more to fly.
that goal, Hassan. All the guy needed to do take one step and show his body. But
That's
he was
all.
trying to kick the ball and miss the ball. All he needed to do stop the ball with his body.
Yeah.
And for me being a solid defender, all I would have done just step to the ball and let
That's
the
all.
ball
He
hit
just
you.
hit the ball. Then he
Alright.
But
stepped. Then he stepped back. Like bro man said, he ring bell.
Yeah, he rang bell. But
No.
yeah,
Moses,
but
you wanted to
Coach
say
Yeah,
Shelton,
something.
so
I know you coming. Let you
I
Moses.
yeah,
A little
let me
patience.
just
Let him bring
yeah.
here keep my football talk.
Yeah, let me just take you guys off track a little bit. I know all of you predicting the outcome of the game Sunday. Let's go into a little bit of the history of the World Cup for this year. The World Cup started on November 20th in Qatar, and will be wrapping on December the 18th.
Yeah, which is Sunday.
Several several world leaders. In fact, they had 20 world leaders in attendance. And our president, George Weah, was one of those that made it to Qatar. His son, and we are, that's one of the good thing about it. Liberia, even though Liberia did not participate as a team, but it is good that our president's son participated and he performed very well. So
He
we
did.
all should be happy for
No, he
that.
did. He did a fantastic.
America did a great job, even though they did not make it to the top. But I think that's commendable.
And since you
Now,
started
yeah.
that, let's ask Alfonso David because
Yeah.
Alfonso David even played better than Timothy Weah.
Yeah, okay. And
Well,
other
well,
Liberians, yeah.
we don't want to say Alfonso David
Listen,
played better than Timothy because Alfonso
man.
David, the entire Canadian team was built around Alfonso David.
So
But
if I can just complete my thoughts,
talking about Messi here.
And Timothy Weah, if you see the American team, on several occasions, Timothy Weah was denied the chance of even scoring, where
yes,
he was in a better position to score.
Man,
And
get a man the ball, the man hand the ball back, just a hot potato. His power will handle that ball and dribble people like John Carr and go straight to the goal.
is
Every
that
ball
true?
to the man. He
Is that
just
true?
no,
Is
so
that
Sorry,
true?
John, man, let me just complete my thoughts.
Let
Yeah,
me
leave
Let
complete
me
it.
that.
no, he
let
was
me complete
denied.
my thoughts.
No,
I just wanted to add Alfonso Davis there.
no,
That's all.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Timothy did
So
extremely well, and he was denied several.
You can lead it talk.
Yeah, because you're not saying you didn't say the
so
truth, but
so John, man, as I was saying,
At least
we
let
did
both of
not
them score one
we
goal.
did not participate as a country, but we had representation of our people in the game. That's commendable. We all should be happy for that.
And we also had
Our,
Haji.
huh?
Sorry, don't forget, Haji played for the US team, and he scored the last goal as well.
That's what I'm saying. You say, I'm rather making particular reference to Liberia's representation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
saying that we
This
did
other
well.
kid
We did
too.
not. We
He's a
did not.
Liberian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
already. Okay,
yeah.
we did not.
Haji's a Liberian. He
Okay,
played for the
good.
US team, and he scored for
Thank
the
you.
US team too.
Thank you, Hansa. So we did well. Our people did well. We all should be happy for that. And to tell you that for the fact that Liberia stood tall, the representation of Liberia in the tournament. When our president even came to the United States, President Biden, after meeting with them earlier, meeting with the 6 African leaders, discussing all the politics, he elected to invite Mr. Weah, to watch soccer with him because that's the man expertise.
Yeah.
That's George Weah expertise. In Liberia, we say what? That the man era, right?
Yeah.
So
Everybody
I
got an
know
area.
that is something that, yeah, been trending on social media. All the seditions running away. Oh my man, look how Biden and the president watching game. Of course, that Mr. Weah's expertise, and we should give it to him for that. That at least he had the opportunity to sit with Mr. Biden,
But
to
Sonny,
watch
this is a
soccer.
digression. Come
And
on.
at the same time, no, this is not a digression. It's in line with the discussion. I just want to say that our president had the opportunity to interact with the president of the world one, the United States, to watch soccer together. I know sometimes Biden had to ask him, how would you describe that play? He said, oh, man, I want to, if that me, I was just going to lay it this way. Then the man said, but what is he saying?
Now you see digressing.
And the man, and the man,
Now
was,
you see
the
digressing.
man will ask his interpreter, but what is the president of Liberia saying? But look,
Yeah,
But
look,
I just thought to introduce
I
this
want to
humor.
I want to say
It was
something on the
good. It was
goalkeepers.
good. And Volcano, you guys go ahead.
I want to say something on the
no,
goalkeepers.
but honestly, I know John, you want to fight, but don't fight, please.
I want to say
Father,
something on the
let me tell you
goalkeepers.
something. Some of these discussions can be informal sometimes. You can turn
Yeah,
this into Saturday Night Live, and it's the
yeah,
fun of it.
okay.
You know,
Yeah.
everybody got an era, and if
Yeah, man.
everybody got an era, and if we are era at soccer, Biden wants to learn the game. They watched the game with Morocco and France, and there was a lot
Yeah.
of those things, opportunities for Morocco that they were missing, and Biden wanted to understand what was happening, and we had to explain to him because you could see the proximity from where they were sitting. It was like
Yeah.
they were sitting next to each other. So he turned to him, President, we are so why he didn't score the goal, and we all say during my time, da, 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 da. This is how it
Yeah,
was
I will lay
done.
that thing on my chest and just kick it straight, man.
And I'm sure, they recognize him for the fact that his son played for the U.S. team.
Yes.
They recognize,
Yes.
and I
Yeah.
think, and I think that was so kind of them to
Mhm.
recognize President Weah for that, because if my son played for the U.S. team, and and I came to a meeting with you, I think it's only fair to say
And I
thank
think
you.
that's called big for Weah. That's
Of
called
course,
Of course.
very big for Weah to have
yeah,
his son playing
play
on the
for,
American national team.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because you any way we put it, Liberia was represented at the World Cup, and Liberia
Absolutely.
was fully represented at this summit. But let's come back to the World Cup, and I thought the humor there was just one of the throwing, because people take this to be the big celebration, but there are other factors that we should be celebrating, outside of just that photo
yeah.
that's trending on social media. But let's come back to the
Yeah.
World Cup. Let's
Let
look at.
I want to say. I want to interject.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
go
Yeah,
ahead.
ahead,
like
pal.
Hassan. I agree with Hassan when we try to compare the two goalkeepers, Hugo Lloris of France and Martinez for Argentina. But I'll tell you of late, Lloris has not been. Lloris, he's a veteran goalkeeper. He managed to go for Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
But he has not been in real form to the World Cup. I will tell you, it surprised many. Because even the game with England said they would have beaten France because the goalkeeper of France was a weakling. That's what England said. They said their weakling dead.
Even the England goalkeeper was no better. Pickering was no better than.
But what England thought.
But you see, Carl, one thing you're not looking at is that, yes, the guys are playing for their teams, and sometimes they are not informed. But look at the performances. Look at the performances at the World Cup, like Rafael Varane for Manchester United. Of course, like you said, he hasn't done anything much this year. But look at his performance on the France
team. That's what
team.
I'm saying.
So this guy, when it come to nationalism, they take it seriously. Even though their teams is where they get their bread and butter. However, when they go to the other team, they're playing with their heart.
Hassan, you think who needs the World Cup more than Argentina?
So
Argentina
nobody
pour
needs
her blood. Argentina pour blood and sweat on it. The France, they won it. They are the defending champion. They say, look, I show some level of complacency, but Argentina put in that depth, their mind, their commitment, and everything into it.
Yeah,
that would be your do or die game to the team.
Gentlemen,
let's because Lionel Messi, this could be his last World Cup, and that's the only piece of silverware that he doesn't have.
Yes.
But let's come back to this whole tournament. Let's look at some of the players what is it going to do for them? Let's go back to the inception of the tournament.
Yeah.
We started all with the opening. What do you think about Valencia? What does the tournament do for him? Because he almost looked like he was on his way.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
The
what do you?
Senegal can spoil a party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he scored 3 goals. And
He
all of
scored
that.
3 goals.
Yeah.
He was so sure. But I will tell you, Ecuador, don't have do not have a good team anyway. So Ecuador could have gone anywhere. You see, the teams everybody projected, or most people projected to be up there.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask you,
Yes.
John Hassan. Let's just say which teams we assume we're going to go into the first 16. Let's start from there. We know 32 went, but which teams did we assume were going to go into the first 16?
It will be a whole lot of them, but I will give you the first 5.
Yeah.
1 was Brazil, 2 were France, 3 Germany, 4 Argentina, 5 Holland,
Spain,
and Spain, all the soccer powerhouses.
Yeah, Belgium.
All right.
Belgium,
So-
yes. All of them were considered.
So you have to
Also-
pull the plug. You have to pull the plug. Germany didn't go.
Yes.
Belgium did not go.
Belgium didn't go.
I think in the rating, Belgium should be the second or third. The
Belgium is
first or the
second.
second
Belgium
in
second.
world rating.
Yeah, Brazil.
And they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Brazil was the first. Brazil suffered. She spoiled her own match. She would have beaten Croatia. She lost lots of chances. So she blamed herself for her defeat. Because they were not committed.
Yeah,
Brazil played real football. If Brazil couldn't beat Croatia, everybody thought
speaking-
Argentina wouldn't have done it. Argentina came to the match. That was Argentina very committed. Argentina here was.
Let's focus on Brazil.
Argentina played the country football. They
Yeah,
don't
but
play.
we'll come. Listen, when we get to the prediction, we're close on the prediction. Let's leave the Argentina and France. No more talking about them.
Okay.
Let's focus on the other teams. So
Yeah,
like we're saying,
yeah.
But
yeah.
I will tell you, Brazil was the foremost winner, as people projected.
Yeah.
Brazil
Yeah.
with the stars of play, with the kind of player Brazil parade.
Yeah.
Everybody will tell you the moment
The stars
you see
will-
Brazil
yes.
on the sheet, you say Brazil win the World Cup.
Exactly.
But it was
Hands
with
down.
Green or everybody at Brazil did not do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hands
So
down.
like Josiah Johnson says, football, it's like a piece of biscuit. You don't know where it breaks.
Yeah. Brazil going out. And speaking of Brazil, the team arrived in Brazil, and the people stoned the bus.
Yes, to soon them.
They stoned the bus.
cried them.
Because you see, I spoke to a Brazilian friend, and I said, "What is what's the number 1 sport in Brazil?" The guy said, "Volleyball." And I said, "Are you crazy?" He said, "No, volleyball is number 1 sport." I said, "What about football?" He said, "Football is a religion."
Okay. So it's a religion. It's not a sport.
It's
Okay.
not- he said,
I like
football is a religion. Volleyball is number 1, but football is just a
It's
religion.
religion. It's the
That's
culture.
true.
It's the
Yeah,
life
so
of
I
the
like that.
people.
All right. Let's go back. Let's go back to what we want to focus.
We'll look at the groups. So we'll go by group and then talk
Yeah,
about the team
but
group by
I
group.
wanted us to look at some of the players.
Yes.
Some of the players, irrespective
we
of the
did that.
heat, and what does it do for the career? That's what I want to look at. Who are some of the players that caught your eye who are not going to be playing on Sunday? Let's start with you, Hassan. Who are some of the players, even though they're gone home?
Yeah.
What does it do for
the Ecuador, I would say Valencia,
the career?
but
Yeah.
but it wouldn't prove that if you just hold Valencia, Ecuador is down. You saw how Senegal, marshaled him, and he couldn't shake. Everywhere he went, he had about 1 or 2 persons on him. And Ecuador, he hardly had opportunity to even handle the ball. And anytime he handled the ball, they marshaled him and he fumbled with the ball. So I would think Ecuador a fine player because he was the person who opened the scoring. He had 2 goals in the first game, and then of course 1 goal in the second game. So I would say Valencia. And if Ecuador had gone to the round of 16, we would have seen better of him because we would have seen better of him than what we're seeing because as team progress and the game progresses too, you find that people are getting better and better because now you get to the round of 16 is win or go home. There's no makeup to say I have one more game to make up, one more game to draw, or one more game to win. So that sort of thing. Then you come to Morocco. Let me say Morocco. Morocco, of course, you got Hakimi, which he played for Paris Saint-Germain. You have Ziyech, who played for Chelsea, the guy who forward. And Jawad Carr said Ziyech had been out of form. But see what he's done for Morocco. Ziyech on the Chelsea, he's been baking on the bench for almost a year. But see what he's done for Morocco. And for Hakimi, he's a starter
So
on the
does that take him off the bench with his play and his goal in the World Cup? Does that take him off the bench, you think?
No, he's not on the bench.
Yeah. I think when he goes back, I think the coach will think twice and say, you know what?
He was on the bench for a year. I'm talking about Zia.
Yes,
yeah. He was a very good substitute. He was not a starter. So
does that give him more
going back
playing
now
time?
after the World Cup, yes, going back now after the World Cup, I'm sure the coach will think twice. Then you go to, let's say, Germany. Germany, of course, our boy from Sierra Leone performed well. Anthony Rudiger, he did. He always expect Anthony Rudiger to always put 110%. In there as a top defender, and now he plays for Real Madrid. After leaving Chelsea. So and then you also have the goalkeeper for Germany. He did extremely well. But and there are a few other players from the other teams, like South Korea, Song, who played for Tottenham Hotspur as well. Song, and then oh my god, I can't remember someone, most of the Japanese players. But they have these short guys, these short fellows. They're very sharp in front of goal. You saw how the other goal, even though people said that it was offside goal, they pulled the ball out and laid the ball out for the guy to score. Where the fact that they were creative, they got creativity, and they have pace. They could run with the ball and almost like an endless pace. Okay. Then you come to Spain. For Spain, they have the best midfield in the whole tournament. You can hold the ball, they can do anything with the ball, and they also have some sharp guys in front. Okay. But the only thing you can do with the team is to hold it strong like Morocco did. So they have young fellows there. You also have the Netherlands. Netherlands, very young guys. Most of them are young. The entire team is a young team. The entire team is a young team. So I think and some of them, in fact, almost all of them are professional players. They are playing for Ajax. Some of them are playing for Ajax. Some of them are playing for Eintracht Frankfurt and then Liverpool and that sort of thing. So I think they'll go places. The US team, they do not have. I'm going to the team. The US team does not have a scorer. Does not have a stand-in number 9 to say at any given time we can get the ball to this man, we can feed him with the ball and he will score. No, that's the thing that eludes the US team. And the US team does not have a good defense. Their middle is not that bad because Pulisic can come in and can play midfield. He can play a defensive midfield and come back up and score. So he can provide, he can serve a provider and also scorer. But there's nobody on the US team that you can say this man is a threat to us. Even our man Haji is not a threat. Tim Weah is not a threat, and all the guys they are not a threat. But they can pick their chances on a gaming day to score, like the way he scored a brilliant goal, in open play. So the US team, they have to go back, since the next World Cup is going to be Canada, Mexico, and USA in 2026. They really have to find someone sharp. Like they have the Donovans, the other guys before them. They're very sharp. They're Altidores. All of them are very sharp.
Okay,
let's hear from
let's hear from John.
From my perspective, I think the US wasted lots of opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
You see Tim Weah played for Paris Saint-Germain. Tim Weah played with Neymar. He played with Mbappe. Team Yap sometime play number 9.
Yeah.
I think they wasted the opportunity. I thought the coach did not see that.
He now played for Lille.
Yeah, he played for Lille. Yeah, he played for Lille. Even the last 2 games before he came to the World Cup, he gave 2 assists. And Tim Weah is a very versatile player. He plays almost all wings. Even late coach decided to use in the last 2 games on the left wings. The 2 games they won. So Tim Weah would have been used if the coach had thought, because he got the height, he can kick.
Yeah, yes.
He would have used Tim Weah in the middle.
He got good shot.
Police
Yes.
were doing all the dirty work.
Yes.
And Tim Weah one of the few guys that kicks on that team.
Yes.
Okay, then we come to Africa, on the people that caught my eyes. One person that caught my eye was Vincent Abubakar.
Yes.
That guy is a wonder man.
The guy who's called Brazil.
Yeah, he beat Brazil 1-0. When the guy performed in the World Cup, I saw his 2 performances. He scored another wonder goal, I think, against Switzerland, somebody. I went to follow him because I saw him in the African Cup of Nations.
Yes.
He was magnificent. I wanted to know where he was playing. I Googled him. I got to know Vincent was playing. He's now playing Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
but the man has abundance of talents.
In fact, Volcano, I saw Vincent play during the African Cup of Nations.
Yes.
And he was a
star man.
Yeah, he was a man.
The man caught my eye. And then so the Premier League, I know somebody talking to him.
Are you guys aware that the coach did not start him?
Yeah, he did not start the first game.
Yeah, because he's not
winning number 9.
No, because the reason why the coach is Rogobert's son didn't start him because he has not been informed. He has not been regular on his team. He has not been playing all that.
In Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and in fact, the Cameroonian people even rejected. They were even querying the coach why they had to call the man to the team when the man is not informed. But then, when he came out as a second half substitute, he scored. He dribbled the defense and then followed the ball over the guy and went in. And see his celebration. Cool. And then when he scored the other goal against Brazil, he captained the team on that day.
I think the Premier League will be knocking out doors.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
All right, let's keep moving. Who else? From you, John.
For Africa Academy, they bought Dagbo from Holland. He's a sensation.
Yeah,
he's doing very well. I enjoy his play.
Yeah,
he's noted. He was noted.
But I like Memphis though.
Memphis is a strong player for Barcelona.
Memphis is great.
On the bench, he had a play for Barcelona.
Yeah, but you see, but you see, like I was saying, yes, he didn't show much with Barcelona, but see what he did for Holland. So you see, this guy, individual brilliant. This guy are dying hard for their country.
Did well,
and even the team. So once that team picked them, and also it's an opportunity to say, look here, coach, I'm match ready. Anytime I can come now. Because if you show individual brilliance in the World Cup, of course, when you go back, if you're warming the bench, of course, somebody got to warm the bench, and you go back in, you become a starter.
And for the record,
John, let me throw this out here. I know Moses wondering.
I just want to ask a question.
Moses sleeping?
Yeah.
Moses,
I just want to
hold on. You're coming. I don't want to let this one go.
Okay.
You know, there are some great players who will not play in the World Cup again after going to the World Cup maybe 3 different times.
Yeah.
One of those guys, man, he took it in stride, and I'm talking about Luka Modric.
Yes.
What do you guys say about Modric? Let's look at Croatia Modric, man.
Okay.
That's a guy.
So you see, Luka Modric in the last World Cup 2018, according to statistics, just about I think in all of the World Cup games, the number of times he ran around was equivalent to a marathon 26 miles. And that is...
You mean just moving?
Just moving. It's equivalent to 26 miles. Because the guy is full of creativity. Even...
Look at his body. The man got no muscle.
Exactly.
Flesh. It's all lean. And
the guy is the one who creates all the goals. He makes all the plays. Look at Real Madrid. He does the same thing. And that's one player has been consistent for Real Madrid and for his team. He is that's what makes him so far the best midfielder in the world. The best midfielder. Nothing goes on within the Croatian team or even the Real Madrid team if Luka Modric does not pen his signature. It has to start with him. And then you have Kovacic, you have Pulisic, no, not Pulisic. Yeah, you have other guys too, who on a given day they will play. And Croatia was playing because they needed that trophy at all costs. I mean, imagine Croatia beat Argentina in the last World Cup 3-0. 3-0, they beat Argentina 3-0 to qualify to the finals. So this is a revenge for Argentina to beat them 3-0 also. But then Croatia was keen to go and win the cup because you were second the last time. This time you want to be number one. You don't want to be second again. So you want to win. So they were pushing. But then somewhere Messi had other ideas. You see, because Messi also wants it so badly. And if you compare the two, Messi and Modric, they play different roles. But you see that Messi was playing almost a role of Modric, and you see that playing striker, compared to Modric, who was playing middle, and once in a while he would come in up front to threaten. But Messi had playing bigger role because, like we said, Argentina is on his shoulders, and he's pulling Argentina all court. This is his last. And just look at Modric, but Modric is the best midfielder so far in the whole tournament. Even in the world right now, he's the best midfielder. And I think Croatia has just lost a very good person because this is his last World Cup. He's not going to come back. Maybe he might become coach or so on. And and I think, but he's done well for the team to take the team to the finals last year and the semi-final this year with with a group of committed players, and he has captained them, which is good, and he's cool.
All right, Moses.
Yeah. So the question I wanted to ask, and any of you guys can answer, is that
Let's hear from
when we
Hassan
speak
went
when
last.
we speak of a team, we're talking about unison, right?
Yeah.
But I heard you talking about individual players wanting to promote themselves, trying to use the World Cup as an opportunity for their own achievement, soccer achievements. Uh, do you have any problem with that? Shouldn't that be a problem? When we own a team, we're supposed to play as a team to ensure that we win. But if mainly concerned about standing out, that I will be recognized and get career advancement, does that serve the purpose of the team? That's the
No, no,
question to any
Yeah,
of
no,
you.
yeah,
no,
let me
no.
answer.
What I said,
Let hear from John.
Carl,
Hassan.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, let me just
Let hear
answer that
from
because
John.
because I raised it. What I was
Hassan,
saying yesterday is
Hassan, you come. Hassan, you come. We are
because
talking.
I mean I raised the
Let
issue
hear
that
from the reservoir.
It
Let hear from the reservoir.
Yeah, Shehu, you asked a very good question. When it comes to, for example, it comes to Argentina, they see it another way.
Yeah.
Argentina won the Copa America. Instead
Yeah.
of them going to celebrate with the coach, they ran to Messi and
yes,
celebrated with Messi. They cried with Messi.
exactly.
All of the players, they don't care whether they achieve something individualistically. They are also concerned about Messi winning the
Messi,
World Cup.
exactly.
That's all
But
they're playing
then,
for now.
but then that just defeats the purpose of
They
a
can't
team.
defeat the
No,
purpose. That one
no,
makes
no,
them
no,
to win.
no.
That one makes them to be winning.
No, it does
Quite,
not.
It does.
No, it no,
listen,
does
quite
not.
contrastingly, that one makes them to be winning.
Exactly, because guess what?
Like you think, yeah,
You see,
around the
Messi,
play, that one makes them to be winning.
because you see, almost Messi is like the junior god on our team. Just
Yeah.
how
I
Maradona, just how
look.
Maradona was.
Listen now, listen. Let us not throw Messi out here and just make Messi messy. Let us not make
No,
him
but I'm telling you how it
messy.
looks like.
All right,
Look, I
Hassan,
follow
to configure your
Argentina.
question, I'm coming. To configure your question and put it in the prospect of sports.
Yeah,
The Michael
yeah,
Jordan of the Chicago Bulls, the
yes,
LeBron James of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm not saying the Miami Heat. They were
yeah,
trio, but the
yeah,
Cleveland Cavalier. You understand me?
yeah,
The Kobe Bryant of the
yeah,
LA Lakers.
Yeah.
That's just sports.
yeah,
You know, we are of Liberia. The
Yeah.
team was centered around him. So you gotta have star players. It doesn't mean that they won't play together.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It doesn't mean that they're not
No.
going to look up for the team. But a star player
Yeah.
is the reason why that attention is drawn.
Yeah. Moses, you know why the Argentines, you know why they want to win big stuff? I would say primarily for Messi won.
For Messi, honestly,
Messi.
Yeah, because you know what? They want to celebrate. They want to celebrate Messi.
They win in a game. They don't go to the coach. The coach is the youngest coach in the World Cup. But they run to Lionel Messi.
When Lionel Messi, you saw the goal that Lionel Messi, the assist Lionel Messi gave, when he dribbled past the guy on the touch and sent the ball and assisted and they scored a goal. The guy who scored the goal ran to Messi. Nobody ran to him. He ran to Messi. So when I talk about individual brilliance, I'm not saying that everybody wants to show off. It's just that while they are playing together, while they are playing, they are also demonstrating or exhibiting their individual talents. Okay, because the man can eliminate, because it's a teamwork. No one man can take the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know. But you can see
it requires it requires someone with better talent.
Yes.
With better skills.
Yeah.
The other people. Everybody can be even in the game.
No.
Has to be the supervisor, and Messi is the supervisor in that case. He drives the team to victory.
Let me just
and they are motivated by that.
Gentlemen, let me just say something again. Another thing that is happening, you see the Copa America, that tournament is the equivalent of African Cup of Nations, the European Cup.
Yeah.
You know, Kimpede played that for that tournament, he did not win it. With all the brilliance Pele had. The great Diego Maradona played twice. He lost it. Lionel Messi amongst
Messi won
it.
Yeah.
So if he wins the World Cup, it cracks everything up.
Yeah. And the thing is, and Messi has done a lot for Argentina. That all the players, they want to win the World Cup not for themselves. They want to win to celebrate as a way of saying goodbye for all the good things you've done. They want to that's all. And because Messi is not going to come back again, you know, even if you remember the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, every word that came out of Diego Maradona's mouth was Messi, 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 because he wanted Messi to win something.
All right, let's go to guys. Let's go to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
He was expected to be one of the brilliants in the World Cup.
Yeah.
We saw 2 games where he was substituted off the bench, meaning where he didn't start.
Yeah.
Did he have a bad? He didn't play to his fullest potential. There was hearsay that he and the coach didn't have a good, some good moments, and the coach wanted to prove to him that he was running the team and not he, Ronaldo. There was some friction.
Yeah.
Do you think that he didn't live up to the hype? Because there was a lot of people rooting for Portugal as well. Remember now, let me finish my thought. You have Messi, who is aged at 35. You have Ronaldo, who is 37. You have Modric, who is in his high 30s.
Yep.
And you also have Neymar, even though Neymar is younger than all of them, but the weight of Brazil was on him. Yeah. So there was a lot of few, players who have reached their prime and have crossed over almost away from their prime, and this was the last opportunity. Let's talk about Ronaldo a little bit.
Okay, so let's talk about Ronaldo. Now, you see, the Portugal team was built around Ronaldo those days. Ronaldo has aged, so the team is no longer built around Ronaldo, even though he cannot be ruled out. However, you see, it depends on the coaches. If you have a coach like Jose Mourinho, you can't carry nonsense to him. So you are a big player, you are nobody to him, so to speak. He can set you on the bench. Ronaldo has some attitude problem, and he feels that he's on top of it. And some coaches who are well grounded or who are experienced and very old, people don't just punish them. But if that was a younger coach that did that to Ronaldo, they would have punished him right away because they would say that he disrespected him. But that man is an older coach, highly experienced. He coached the team that they won the Euros, I think 2016 or so on. So of course he has done a lot. But Ronaldo's attitude, so he was not taking it for Ronaldo. You're not taking it for Ronaldo to say, okay, you know what, you can do anything and get away with it. This is the World Cup, and anytime you allow one player to misbehave and you sweep it under the rug, there might be a second person that might emulate, and that's the one that can mess things up. Take for instance our Lone Star team. The players go, the foreign players, the local players go to the camp, they stay there, but then when the foreign players come, they go to the camp, they have their girlfriends, they have a car waiting for them to go walk about. Then,
See?
okay. So let's say, for instance, an Oliver McCall comes. I'm just using Oliver McCall as
But
hypothetical.
if you're not putting money in the man pocket, what control you have over him? You got that.
No,
the
but
government-
No,
yeah, I'm coming.
no, but Volcano, we're talking about team now.
No. But listen now. Listen. Let's be practical here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The team is not belonging to the foreign base player who is his way to come his pocket and do everything, or does rather everything on his own. How do you have
No, they are
control
paying-
what I mean?
No, they are paying them back. They are paying them back. The government will say, okay, you do this, we pay back, and everybody
man.
who spend,
Yeah, but as you
everybody,
wait,
everybody who-
as you wait, the point we're making here, say you brought Liberia in the equation. Let's talk about Liberia a little bit. How long has the national team been in existence? What is put in the budget for the national team to succeed? Are we going to be waiting to collect money from Samuel Toure to say later on we pay her back? Does that give any credibility to what we want to do? It only has to do with love for country. It only has to do with that astute patriotism. But when you have no
but
control, I'm coming, gentlemen, when you have no control over that project, you assemble the team, but you're not taking care of the people as you should. The local players are dedicated because they're hoping to shine tomorrow. Those
Yeah.
guys are already on the big stage.
yeah,
So you
No.
gotta have the mechanism in place to hold them accountable.
yeah. So,
Jeremy,
that's the reason. So you see,
Hassan?
that's the reason why. That's the reason. I come with it. That's the
Yeah.
reason why
Mhm.
everybody must be subjected to the same rule,
Absolutely.
whether you're a big player or not, because this is why you sign up for. You sign up to play for the national team, and your absence from the camp to go the absence from the camp outside of the coach's view, you could be doing other things that will not benefit the team. It could affect the team because it's a teamwork. When you build team around a whole group of people, when one person is out, it affects the team. So that's the reason why you need a
So
team.
we can have a whole
And
nother show to discuss this.
Volcano, let
Because
me
there's a lot of
just
things that-
piggyback.
Yeah, but
Volcano,
some of these things we're talking about here. I'm coming, Moses. I'll give you the opportunity. Some of these things we're talking about here, we can't compare the situation on the global stage to what is happening in Liberia. And I'm sorry you went through Liberia in the equation. Because Liberia didn't make the World Cup, so I don't even know what we're talking about Liberia. Liberia
Okay,
didn't make
okay.
No.
Let's go back to Portugal. Okay, so
but no, guys, let me
But not
just come
necessarily,
in
because honestly,
and the
honestly,
point
you
I
know
want,
the situation. You know the
yeah,
situation. We don't have. Come on, Moses. We don't have a robust sports program. We
no,
don't have.
but
We don't have a sponsored program, a government sponsored program. Tell me how much is in the Liberian budget for sports for the national team. Tell me.
Digression.
Volcano,
That's what I'm
that
saying.
is
It was not even necessary for us to bring Liberia in this
no,
conversation.
no, Volcano. I don't think.
Listen,
Yeah, Hassan, let me just complete my
I
thoughts.
want to bring in.
Hassan, let me just complete my thoughts. So the point, Hassan,
that's
I
all.
mean,
Well,
okay, so the point I'm trying to make, yeah, like Hassan said, And even yourself, you talk about patriotism. If we're going to have a team, let's forget about soccer. Say an organization.
Mhm.
If the organization is to function effectively, then other people cannot be exempt to the rules of the
Yes.
organization. That's the only way you succeed.
But Moses,
And
you don't say what
Liberia
was
did
the
not go to
rule.
the World Cup
George
for
Weah
Canada.
led the team.
Yeah, yeah. Let
But
me
George
just
Weah led
compliment
the team. George Weah violated the rules.
Yeah.
George Weah controlled the rules.
Does
You
that
don't
make it
know it?
right?
Or you don't know it?
No. My question is, does that make it right,
It doesn't make
Mr.
it right.
Shelton?
But
Okay,
because the
so
government did not,
that's the point we're driving here.
or the man made the national team his personal property. He was dictating who plays on the team.
Yeah,
It
but
was not national.
so it's the same thing we're talking.
That's what I'm saying. So we
It
can't have
is
this
not right.
conversation.
It is not right for anyone to think that he or she is bigger than the team. If there are laws that everybody have to be indoor by 8 o'clock, regardless of whether you own the national team or you're a superstar or whatever you are, if you really committed to the team, you have to lead by example.
But
Yeah,
okay,
but
I'm
let
let
coming.
me
me
say
come
one
in.
thing.
I'm
Okay,
coming.
okay,
Yeah.
Guys.
okay.
Who,
Let me take.
I'm coming. Let me finish this quick.
Mhm.
Who send the Argentines to France to the World Cup? That those players out of the pocket, or that the French government, or that the Argentine government? That's the difference here, gentlemen. How you have a senator trying to get? I'm coming, guys. How you trying to have a senator make $15,000, but he can't sign good money in the national team? How do you reconcile the two? So the Argentine team is at the World Cup because it was put there by the government of the Argentinians and same as France. And so because they put it there, they decide the coach and they empower the coach take the decision. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay.
But when you have your super coming, the local that okay, no, I care,
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
okay. So we cannot, like we're saying, what I mean, uh, 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 um, every player must be subjected to the
To the
same
rules.
kind of treatment,
Yeah.
I
whether
don't have
pro
problem with that.
or local, because everybody belongs to a team. However, however, on big teams, the biggest player also has a say in it. For instance, on the Argentina team, Messi can say, "Look, I don't want this boy to play today," and the coach and the coach will say, "Okay, what not?" Because Messi is a much bigger player, and he probably knows better, or he knows well why this player should not play. It always happens. Anytime a coach is drawing a team, the coach will call their best and come and say, "Man, come, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons to play the game." For instance, on Paris, on Paris Saint-Germain, who has almost the biggest say among all the players? Mbappe. Mbappe has the biggest say on the team. You know, so it happens. The Argentine team is controlled by Messi.
But let's talk about
So
Cristiano Ronaldo.
okay. So Cristiano Ronaldo.
You decided to
So
bring
Cristiano.
your nation in the conversation. So let's
Okay,
focus on the yeah.
okay. So
You
Ronaldo.
want to open the line?
No. So
Yeah,
Ronaldo.
open the line shortly.
So Ronaldo has problems with the coach through misbehavior, and so the coach decided to punish him to say, "Okay, you sit out." But there was too much running on him. He needed to carry the World Cup, because this is his last World Cup as well. He has won the Euros, but he has not won any World Cup. And then also people depended on him solely to do that, and he let them down. Why? He let them down because of his attitude and the benching twice. So, but the last game, had Cristiano Ronaldo played earlier, I think well, Morocco may have won, but it would have been so difficult. It wouldn't have been that easy for Morocco to have won again, because you saw when he came in how he was making inroads. He was making inroads, and so of course that happened. And if I have to take Ronaldo is a very good player. Let's say, if you don't mind, I know people might ask Ronaldo and Messi who is the better player when it comes to the two of them. Okay, so Ronaldo Ronaldo is the you can see Ronaldo right away and see that this guy is an athlete. He's a very high jumper. He does anything with his feet, both left and right, both left and right. He can leap high. He can keep. He can run. He got pace, and he can score goals so many ways. But Messi has a peculiar way of doing things. If Ronaldo can dribble you and you can still get up and chase him. Messi can dribble you and you can recover easily. By the time you recover to get to Messi, he's already gone. And Messi can create space that no human being can even pass. And Messi can go there, collect the ball, and score. So you see, both of them are they are brilliant, but quite different.
All right,
Quite
let me
different.
try to open the line now. We gone
Yeah,
8:20.
let me have a take on Ronaldo.
You're coming quick. Let me just post the number quick. You're coming right away. We'd like to welcome you to the issues room. I see my man Manston Ball. Yeah, Manston Ball. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. Sometimes our own conversation can turn into everybody grumble, bouncing grumble. But yeah, we need to be a little controlled. But when it comes to Liberia, order the question. We'd like to welcome you, Bloja Kono, Mapu Hall. Thanks for joining us, Namiento, Nino Brown, for being here tonight. Flomo Livingstone, Ambassador Momo E. Younger, River says Pro is in the house. We say thank you, Duene, for coming. Amy Bachu, Jaman Cisco, Arthur Tarty Sr., and all you wonderful people, Alex Nimle, Raymond Clark. We just say welcome, welcome, welcome. We're opening the line now. The number to call 404-272-2808, 404-272-2808. The number is now posted. John Carr Harris, Moses Sandy, Volcano Shelton. You're watching the 113th edition of the Issues Room live here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. Our broadcast Tuesdays and Fridays. We encourage you to join us. Next week, Tuesday, we'll be having a very, very important broadcast. We hope you are tuning. Very important guest, very important conversation. We hope you're tuning then. The line is now open. Make your call. Come on, John.
Yeah, on the Ronaldo's issue, I just thought that the coach or the technical team was too harsh on him. Ronaldo, whether you like it or not, he's an inspiration for Portugal.
Mhm.
He had done lots of tremendous things for Portugal that nobody can easily do. So the issue with the coach benching him was on hardcore. And I will tell you, that made them to fall. Because Ronaldo is like Messi. They magically perform the time you don't expect them. The man carries the captain band. This man is respectable. I agree. He may have some level of arrogance. You did not control that arrogance until the man reached to the zenith of his career. And you want to turn things around, took him to the biggest bonanza in soccer and try to humiliate him. It was not decent. It was not good. If you saw the game against Morocco, he missed a very good chance. He would have scored. He almost scored that goal.
Yeah.
I thought if you were in a prime, you would have scored. But those chances come to people like Ronaldo very fitly. So you always give them the opportunity. Messi walking around the whole day. Argentina keeps him there for a reason. Because if Messi is there, Ronaldo is there. You get 3-4 players concentrating on that one person. You can have spaces created for other people.
Yes.
I think they made lots of mistakes.
Yeah.
On the issue of Modric, let me briefly come in. Modric was the guy that broke the jinx or the duopoly in the soccer arrangement between the guys.
Yeah.
Because Modric came and won the world best. The duopoly between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. 1 won the Ballon d'Or, 7 times 1 won the 5 times. Modric came in between. Modric is not somebody easy. Mm-hmm. The guy up to his age, he still plays better football. But I enjoy it because 4 years ago, they beat Argentina. Argentina gave them a sweet revenge. Yeah, I enjoyed that. So Ronaldo, I think the action of Ronaldo by the coach or the technical team was so harsh. You don't do it on senior player. And you know how senior players are, I mean, you know how captainship is created in soccer. Volcano, he plays soccer. Most of it hasn't played or they
It's
don't play.
leadership.
Mommy,
It's
I play
leadership.
soccer, boy.
In soccer, it's created with a star player. The star players always carry the captain band. Look at this guy or Song for South Korea. He
For
wears
South
the
Korea,
captain band.
yeah, he can.
Look
Yeah,
at Messi. Look at Ronaldo. Look at all the big players. In soccer, Sunny is different. Even if you're not a leader, but so long you're a big player on the team, the coach will give you the armband
yeah,
because he feels that you got control. You know the game better.
yeah.
So that's how it works.
True.
Let me remind callers again. The line is open. Please call with your prediction. Who's gonna win the finals? This Sunday. We encourage you to call in. We're here till 9 o'clock. Please don't wait until the last minute and then you want to call. This is your opportunity to call.
And,
So
and,
we encourage you to call.
and,
Moses?
and,
So
yeah,
yeah,
and then
so
Moses speak. Okay, go ahead, Moses, because
no, I just wanted to say that if you look at all the teams, you have a good representation of African players on these teams playing for Europe and other countries. Why is it so difficult for us on the continent, for our soccer players, or why is it so difficult for us as a continent to really make it to the top? Like this year World Cup, we had only few African countries that participated, and we did not even make it to where we should really be. Why is it so difficult for us to really promote the game on our continent?
Please
well,
don't answer the
well,
question. I have a caller. Please hold. Let me take the caller. Just think about that. Son, Minnesota, 2301. Good evening. Welcome to the Issues Room.
Hey, Volcano, this is Bloje.
All right, quick. Give us your prediction and why.
I think France is going to win the World Cup, and the reason why I think the team is going to win because I believe the French national team is more composed than that of the Argentine. Uh, the Argentinian team is built around Lionel Messi. As one of the panelists said the other guy, I'm not talking about Hassan, stated it correctly earlier when he said, look, if you watch Argentina playing, even doing Copa of America, most of their chances was created by Messi, or either Messi created a chance or he scored a goal. With the French national team, look at France has so many players missing from the World Cup. Players missing from the World Cup, and you see how the French national team performed so far at the World Cup. Nobody gave France the opportunity of getting to the final of the World Cup because of the missing pieces on the French national team that is not present at the World Cup. But because it is a well-organized, composed, even Mbappe out of that team, you got guys on that team that are good and can create chances. As I said, if you follow my comment that I was commenting in the chat, there you see that look around the 18 or closer to the arc of the 18, you got guys who can create chances around there, and then also a good finisher. With Messi, if Messi is shut down, I'm telling you, the French condition is a very brilliant guy. He played, at
yeah,
the highest level. He played at the World Cup. He won the World Cup. Now the kid behind the rest of the group. If Deschamps can come up with a strategy to combat Messi, it will make it very easy for France to win the World Cup. Definitely, I'm saying it again. Like you're preparing on something, we'll have a discussion on this. In conclusion, expect the French national team to win the World Cup.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
your audio, we can hear you.
But man, we can't hear you.
I closed the wrong.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
closed the wrong part.
Yeah, I closed the wrong part. I was closing the other part. But what I was saying is that why Moses' question was why African countries don't do well in the World Cup, but we have
Yeah,
African players
yeah.
naturalized in other countries and they
Well, you see, there are so many reasons why African teams probably can do well in the World Cup. And sometimes partly, and sometimes you find out some of these players play for other countries. Take the case of say Cameroon, for instance. Cameroon is a very good team, and take the case of the little boy from Switzerland that scored a lone goal for Switzerland against
Yeah,
Cameroon.
Brio and Bolo.
Mbolo is Cameroonian, and in fact, when he scored the goal and that lone goal and they beat Cameroon, they went to his house, his parent house, and they started to stone the parent house. And the mother came out, and guess what the mother said? The mother said, "Look here, you didn't like my son. You said my son was not good enough for the team. He traveled to another country, naturalized. They took him. Now you want to hurt him or hurt us because he scored against you. No, you said he was a reject. Somebody took that reject, polished it, and then whatnot. You see? But but to answer your question, all the players are now up to par. Some of them are playing in lower leagues. For Africans are playing in lower leagues. Some are playing at the highest level. So it's a mixture of low, middle, and high. So they combine all of them. Compared to say Argentina, they have standards. You must be playing for certain teams. You must be a starter at all times to be able to play. For instance, look at the little boy play for uh, 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 Juventus, Carlo Dybala. Dybala is a very fantastic player. He scores goals like crazy. But guess what? The last World Cup, he was benched. He only played one game. This World Cup, he only played, I think, one game. I saw him, the last game. And this is a player who scores, who is very good. One of the youngsters, he scored, he's very prolific scorer for his team. But on the Argentina team, he warms the bench. So there are standards with those teams. For us, some of our players can even be playing in Bangladesh. As long as the man shall will bring the man and man play. His skill level is not up to the other man. Then you see that. So we're trying to juggle and see how we can bring it up to speed. So it makes things difficult. But for Cameroon and other countries like Nigeria, Ghana, yes, they have the players, they have whatnot, but sometimes they have confusion in their camp simply because somebody feels they are bigger and so on. So for various reasons, compared
So
to
let he has John perspective as well.
Yeah, my perspective is that African countries don't have the technical ability, don't have the technical know-how, don't have the sophistication, the rest of it. So you observe that even the guy Mbappe, if you look at Mbappe background, he was born in France, my parents Cameroonians.
Cameroonians.
So the guys grew up in the kind of system setup.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Africans, maybe the North Americans, the North Africans doing well because they're from that side, they're not far from Europe.
Yeah.
You get most of their players, or most of their players coming play in Europe or living in Europe. So for Africa, like Hassan said, you got people playing in Bangladesh, playing India, and we help them, we bring them to play high-profile football against big countries with big players. So Africa must, African countries must really invest in the program, especially soccer. If we think that soccer is one of the bigger things we have, investment must be prioritized. Since we don't have that, we have some of our players go, look at this ball of Davis from Canada.
Yes.
If you were in Liberia, he wouldn't have been at that level. I'm optimistic he wouldn't have been at that level. Look how he put the whole Canadian team ahead.
Yes.
Even though he scored one goal, but he did well. So that's the thing that haunting Africa.
I think the other thing too is a delay in getting the team prep. Sometimes they wait until the dire minute before they want to assemble these guys. And everyone is playing on a different system, different coaching style, and most of the to add to your question. So if I'm coming and playing on a system and the Liberian national team hypothetically is playing under this system, I have to gel. And that's why you see most of our teams play individual, or our players play individual football
individually.
because they not conform to the system being used by the country that they're representing. For instance, from all over the world to converge to play under a Liberian coach or whoever that coach is, the system drew. It has to be, subscribed to by the players. They have to practice it for a long time. They have to gel, and that in itself can be an impediment for the team to succeed. So, like you said, everyone doesn't play at the same standard, but equally, if we have a system that holds us accountable and all of us must practice in that formation, then we can do well together.
And,
And
and, 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 and,
oftentimes,
and-
the young people, the local players who truly ascribe to that level, who do the very best, because it is the only opportunity to showcase their talents
yeah,
so that hopefully they can get scouted. But
yes.
the so-called big player or players rather already think that they've arrived, so they don't invest in of these going on when it comes to our African teams not doing very well. We don't
And,
spend
So,
no time together.
and Volcano, you said it right. And also, you found it, except for now, because look at all the teams, African teams in the World Cup, they are coached by local players, local coaches, which is a very big plus to us. But unlike before, we only respected the guy, the Caucasian. I don't want to be racist about the white guys. They come and coach us and we respect them. The assistant coach is a Liberian or is a Ghanaian. We don't respect them. So because we are playing big time football somewhere, we make more money, and then I think and what makes us to lose respect more is that when these guys who have money are coming, we calling them, my man, when you come in, bring me one cologne, man, I need one sneaker, I need one sweatpants, I need one this. So the man comes, he doesn't listen to it because he's giving you something that you don't even have. And also, he wants to decide how things should go because he feels that he is playing at the higher level and he playing with top coaches, and you are not even the head coach for a team. So they overlook you. And so it's not gelling, but at least now the way Africa is going now, all the continent now they are going with local coaches, and I think they are doing fantastic. Look at the Ali Cisse for Senegal. Ali Cisse took over 2016.
But you know who Ali says it
but
was? You know
look,
his history?
let me.
Yeah, he captained the team. He captained the team in 2002 when they beat France. When they beat France, when they beat France,
And he was the scorer of the goal.
no, he was not a
So,
goal. It was Buba. It was Buba Jew. Not a dribbler. But it was Buba who scored a goal. But it was a guy. What the guy, the rude fellow from Senegal, he dribbled. But then Ali Cisse was the captain. Now you see Ali Cisse,
so
had
Hassan,
carried the team to the World Cup the last time, carried one African Cup of Nations for the first time, and so they are succeeding. So is the guy from Morocco, the Walid guy. He's doing well. Look at where he has broken African record. You see, so
so I think just from listening to you guys, I think our greatest problem on the continent is that our leaders are not investing into the sports. So what we need to do in order to improve soccer on the continent, we need to invest into the game, set standard.
yeah,
Because if we invest into the game, we recruit the right kind of players, we pay them well, we can set standard that hey, these are the expectations.
yeah,
You have to meet these expectations. If you cannot, obviously you're not gonna make the team. And like any of you guys here will follow sports in the West. Even take for example like the basketball team, American football. When games are coming up, the guys are determined to perform to the best of their to the best of the team's expectation or to perform to their best. Because if that doesn't happen, your ability to remain on any of those teams
yeah,
is based on meeting those expectations.
Yeah.
If they notice that you continuously dropping, then the coaches begin the whole conversation with you.
Yeah.
We think you are in the wrong place, and they let you go. So that's all we need in Africa. Like you were saying, Volcano. You ask Hassan, how much has the Liberian government invested into the Lone Star? Okay. If we are not investing into the Lone Star, obviously, like Hassan said, if a player is coming from France to play for the Lone Star, and that man has to bring a gift for the coach of the team, of course,
He gonna break
that
the
coach
rules.
is compromised.
Yes, he gonna break the rules.
The
Everything.
man will break the rule. You take your girlfriend and go and sleep out. Who will ask the man? Because the coach himself is afraid to even ask the man or say anything to the man. You saw what happened to Lone Star when George Weah, Salensa, Diba, and others, when they were in charge. The guy absolutely controlled the national team. The only way forward is investment. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think you're right. It's investment. We need to invest in sports because sports is the only unifier. And if we want to showcase our talent, we want to showcase Liberia out there, then we need to invest in sport. We cannot be investing, we don't have money or the no money syndrome. For
Yeah.
instance, my own sports track and field. My
Yeah.
own sports track and field. Guess how much the track and field budget is? $700.
What? 7 what?
So guy, you want here? We got a government.
Wait, Hassan, you said 7 what?
700. No, I'm not saying 7,000. $700.
US dollars?
Yes, that's the budget for track and field.
No, my man, this thing ain't no digression on that soccer we're talking about. Yo, that's sports. No, but it's the same. It's the same sports we're talking about.
Moses, I kept telling you, you're trying to throw monkey wrench in this conversation.
Yeah,
And John Kyle is right. Listen. Yeah, listen.
But my man, how do we
Moses,
develop?
Moses,
World Cup.
Hold on. I'm coming, gentlemen. Let me anchor
But
here.
forget it, go ahead.
Let me anchor here.
Man, I beg you, man.
No. I think it's important that we have another show, right, to discuss our sports program in Liberia.
Yes.
The budget, the influences. Moses, stop the laughter now.
Jesus.
Yes, stop the laughter.
My man, I beg you, man.
All right.
Hassan, my man, Hassan, I beg you, man.
If you want to laugh, then mute yourself and enjoy your laugh, please. All right. So if you need laughing, we'll come back to you. But I think it would be important, right, for us to have a good conversation. John can come back. You, Hassan, can come back. We can do, hopefully we can get Zoga Wilson, which I doubt he will come.
No, he will come. That's my brother. He will come.
Okay, then we can have a conversation because I intend. But if it's not in the budget, what will he do? He can't do anything about it. I think Moses is settled now. If it's not in the budget, he can't do anything about it. So let's have another show on Liberia sports program, the national team, the budget for sports, particularly soccer is the number one. Yeah, we're talking about the finals.
World Cup.
Yeah, I'm coming up.
World Cup.
We're talking about the finals, but tomorrow is the third place match.
Yeah,
and that's a game too that's important. And Christopher Wesley is asking, who do we predict? But think about it. I'm coming up. Hassan, hold on. I know you want to talk plenty. Hold on. So you have Madrid, who pick. There's one. And then you have Morocco, who we didn't expect to be this far.
Yeah.
Do you think that Morocco can defeat Croatia tomorrow? And why?
Yes. Okay. Here is it. In as much as third place is a good place, third place is not what people like Modric are looking for.
So you assume that he's not going to play?
No, he'll play.
Okay.
But the hype, the interest that you think will be expressed by any big player. Some big player will just stay away. Yeah, good. Yeah, Baba who scored the goal. Yeah. So you see that. Yes, you see that some big players will just decide to stay away from the third place match because, of course, it's not of any significance, so to speak, except to no ranking or so in the tournament. So if they reach there, they will
No,
not
but let me
play with
ask you.
that
Let me
much.
ask you this question quick.
So,
Hold on. Let me ask you this question quick. I think it's critical. The third place match is it's still a part of the World Cup. So let's
same
just say
way.
Madrid, I'm coming. Let's just say Madrid scored 10 goals tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who carries the golden boost?
Which is impossible.
No, I'm just saying. So don't think
No,
that
no,
it's
no,
insignificant.
no. There are some
You understand what
hypothetical.
I'm saying, Moses? It's still so it does not negate the fact that if Madrid scored 10 goals tomorrow, or even 7 goals, and those guys don't score the two, Lionel and Mbappe, who have 5 goals each. Who carries the golden boots? You answer that question, huh? Say third play not important. Answer it.
Yeah,
No, I'm not saying not important,
Oh, okay.
but
So why would Madrid
what,
don't want to play?
but what Madrid is looking for is that piece of silverware he wants to lay his hands on. Even though if he wins the third place, he gets, I think, how much? I think $27 million FIFA will dish out. Will dish 27
they'll get the bronze. They'll get the bronze medal.
yeah, they get bronze. However, that is not a piece of silverware. For Morocco, they are trying to make name. They've already made name, so they want to keep progressing. Do you know how important it is for Morocco, their first time going up to the semi-final? They want to win the third place since they missed out on the first place or the first and second places. So they want to win. So I think it's important.
Okay.
It's important that but Modric will not be looking forward to putting his entire heart in there. I mean, some big players do that. For instance, there was the Euros when Ronaldo, I think, Portugal was out of it. Ronaldo didn't play the last game, I think, because he had something with his daughter. I think he had his child birth or so on. He had to go there. But if he were playing the finals, Ronaldo would have played the finals and go later on.
Yeah, but quite interestingly, Hassan, Madrid had an interview this morning. Madrid said that they will win the third place, and Croatia are putting everything to win the third place. Madrid said they will win it, and I wanted to say what words he wants. He had an interview this morning. He said they're carrying 4 horse to the third place match.
Where he won the second. Where he won the second place 2018.
Yeah, so he said he's going for the third place. The whole team, we see that concentration will be on that game.
I think the point I just made here is highly. I just want us to be reminded that the point that I just made, the third place match is still a part of the World Cup. So let us also remember that Modric could be the Golden Boost guy.
Boost winner. That is very important. Modric stressing to
go ahead, John.
They're going to do their best. He must win it. Madrid said they'll listen to the interview.
But it's highly unlikely that he will score. He will score 6
Yeah, but
goals.
what Volcano is saying, what happens if it happens?
So it will not happen.
Because it's part of the competition. Assuming it's go for.
Did you think that Japan was beating Germany?
Yeah. So anything.
No. I mean that one is an individual. Is a team effort.
Argentina.
Team effort. I mean, look at Germany. Who knew that Germany were going to go? Because Germany has
anyway, it's part of the competition. The third place. If you
it's part of it.
So make your prediction. So make your prediction each. I'm making a prediction now.
Yeah,
who's going to win the third place match tomorrow?
For me, I tell you.
I said Morocco is going to win.
I'm on the side of Morocco. Morocco will win.
France is going to lift the trophy. Morocco is going to win third place.
Okay.
Morocco is going to win. I give my support to Morocco.
Okay. Let me hear you. So both of you on Morocco, and Hassan is on France.
Yeah, and he on Argentina.
John, who you on?
I'll tell you about Argentina. Let me tell you again. Let me give you a reason. Argentina and France have met 12 times.
Yes.
They met 3 times in the World Cup.
Yeah.
1930, Argentina beat them 2-1. Yeah. 1978, Argentina beat them again.
Yeah.
France going to beat Argentina the World Cup 2018.
Yeah.
They met 12 times. Argentina beat France 6 times.
6 times, and they drew 3 times.
France beat them 3 times. They drew 3 times.
Yes.
And Argentina is always beating France in World Cup games. It was just recently 2018 they beat.
Yeah. But you see, out of 3 World Cup games, France won 1, Argentina won 2.
2.
Yeah, 2. And then
So,
out of
all the other games, Argentina always come
and then
when France were at the height, you had Zidane, you had Terry Henry, and all of that. Argentina still beat them.
Yeah. You know, and out of 9 other games they played, France won 3, Argentina won 6. But there's a different dispensation.
That's not what you said. That's the projection. But I will tell you, Hassan, Argentina will win, and you will see what I'm saying.
Okay.
Argentina is in depth.
No,
guys.
Of course.
All right, guys. So let me hear from Moses. Let me hear from Moses' prediction before I come with mine.
Argentina fight.
Gentlemen, let's hear from Moses. Moses, tomorrow. Moses, you're muted.
You muted, Moses.
Sorry, guys. For this one, I want to maintain my neutrality.
Tomorrow? No, you can't maintain neutrality. Tomorrow, Morocco and Croatia. Sunday, France and Argentina. What's your prediction? You got to give your prediction. It was part of the conversation.
Okay, I give it to Argentina reluctantly.
Okay, and then how about tomorrow? How about tomorrow?
So
tomorrow
for tomorrow, I give it to Morocco.
Yeah.
And what about you, Volcano?
Where are you, Volcano?
No, I didn't hear what you said. You said you give it.
I said Morocco for tomorrow.
Okay.
So reluctantly Argentina.
So honestly, following the World Cup and following what has happened, and I think you guys laid the cards first before you made your prediction. Let me start with tomorrow's game. I think Croatia. Any reasons for that? Croatia has a better goalkeeper than Morocco goalkeeper. Croatia also has a good midfield, good defenders, with possibility of scoring. The foul is not too talented, but they're structured in ways. Morocco, on the other hand, the defense is not solid. The inside, the defense not solid.
That's the most defensive team in the whole World Cup.
No, the defense not solid. It just that's why you saw the penetration. It takes. Did I argue with y'all when y'all made your prediction? Did I argue with y'all? Let me make my prediction and be wrong.
Okay, make a prediction.
No, man. Go ahead with your prediction, my man.
John, let me go ahead.
No, John, my man. The man has a right to an opinion.
You know how to do.
When the man watch it, you watch it in heavy.
I am telling you.
Morocco had the best defense.
Best goalkeeper over Croatia.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll see. So,
anyway, my man, that's the opinion you entitled to have.
Yeah, we'll come back here and we'll talk about it. Croatia is a better experienced team. Croatia been at the zenith.
Yes.
Croatia been at the zenith. When Morocco met teams that been at the zenith, they crumble.
Yes.
But this time,
Croatia will beat Morocco. On the other hand. Who didn't crumble?
No, this time Morocco didn't crumble. They crumble.
Who crumble? Morocco did not beat Croatia. I said when Morocco met the elite, France.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying when they met the elite.
Crumble, yeah.
But it met a lot of elites. They beat a lot of the beat speed.
And honestly, for
those are elitist countries.
They beat Belgium number 2. They beat Spain at number 4. They beat Portugal. You can't take it away.
Lots of
your media prediction. Y'all just want me to be on Morocco's side. I'm telling y'all, no way, no way. So, people
We
see
call it
Morocco
for me.
consider a big.
How
That's
you force the better sound,
I-
yo?
No, yeah, no,
let me
no.
do my
We're not
prediction.
forcing
I'm
it, but we do
telling
it in
them
such
we
a
gotta
way.
go.
We
So
do it in such a way to put
for the
words in your mouth to
final,
say, yeah, I agree.
for the final, for the final, Argentina all the way. Argentina. So your third place will be Croatia. Your second place will be France, and your first place will be Argentina. Nobody
Okay.
denying Messi on Sunday. Nobody.
So
That's
you
my
see,
prediction.
for me is the direct opposite.
Okay. But
France,
I know you're not getting
Argentina.
you looking for
Okay,
looking for support.
Yeah, you will not get support
I'm
on that
getting
one.
it right here now. So when I come back, I can hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
okay. So one piece of information that we need to share for the next World Cup 2026, which will be jointly hosted by USA, Mexico, and
Canada.
in Canada. They're now going to increase the number from 32 countries to 48.
Oh wow,
Didn't
that's
I
great.
say the other day? Hassan, you remember
Yeah,
we were
we talked
talking
Yeah,
about
this?
it. We
yeah,
talked
yeah,
about it the last time when we met.
to
Yeah,
48.
You
Uh,
remember,
uh,
right, Moses? I said
yeah,
yeah, we did.
195 countries.
yeah,
Yeah,
and also
yeah, man.
guess what they're going to do? Before we used to have a group of 8, so now they will have a group of 16. There are 16 groups. There are 16 groups. Instead of having 4 teams in each group, they had
It'll
three
be
teams in each group.
three
Three teams
teams.
in each group. Yeah, 3 teams in each group. Then of the three, after the first round of the after the group matches, then 32 will qualify.
For
So
the
yeah,
for
32 will
the
qualify now
uh uh for
for the
the
knockout
group
stage.
of 32.
Yeah,
Then
group of
then we'll go
32,
to the group of 16.
group of 16, then 8, then 4,
Then we'll
then
go to the
1.
semi.
Yeah, so we have
I mean
longer
quarterfinal and semi.
playing time. Yeah, because the group of 4.
Somebody's saying that they hope Africa can have more slots, man.
No. They'll get that's the reason why they're expanding the
They increase.
so
They may increase the slot.
yeah, no. The way increase the slot and the group was extended to 32 teams since 1998 when France won. That was the first time they increased it. So they have 4 teams in each. So now they expanded to 48, and instead of having 4 teams in each, you had 3 teams in each. So the first two will go. The first two will go, making it 32 teams. Then 16. Of course, once it gets to that stage, so Africa will have more opportunity to have more teams feature because they are one of the least Africa and Asia. They are one of the least two of the least continents that don't have that many compared to Europe that has every city or town in the World Cup.
Okay.
I think
All right,
Liberia will
gentlemen,
have a
great
chance this time.
conversation. We've reached the end of the
Yeah,
road.
listen to car. Listen to car.
Liberia will have a chance this time.
Yeah.
We hope
Maybe
so.
after our
We
show,
hope
we'll,
so.
we'll put more on the government. But gentlemen, we want to
Yeah.
thank you all for joining us here
But
tonight. Great conversation. I think we got a little rowdy. That's what it's about. When it comes to sports and politics, it always it always don't go well. Sports and politics. But it was good conversation overall. We'd like to thank you guys for making your effort to be here tonight. We say thank you, Hassan. Thank you, John. Again, we'll have one show about our sports program in Liberia, our national team, what's in the budget, sports in general in Liberia. Because we're
That
missing
700
all on a
I
lot.
start talking about is that
You,
that
you,
700 I start talking
you
about
got
being investigated. I
The
don't
tracking
believe
fee.
it.
okay.
I
Do
don't
your
believe it.
investigation.
Okay,
I don't
All
believe
right.
it.
The message track and field.
The government would
The
never do
message
that. I
track
don't
and
believe it.
field.
tracking fee.
The message
Yes,
track and
I don't
Okay,
field.
believe it.
Don't get it wrong.
look
Yeah,
at
track and
Message
field. I
track
said I
and
don't
field.
believe it. I said I
tracking
don't
fee.
believe it.
That budget, the budget, the public information is not even in the corner.
I
The
want to
public
say
will
so.
go check it out.
Can you send me that information?
No, the public information just goes to the public
okay,
information.
after the show.
Seven
But
hundred
look,
bucks.
guys, I would like to join Volcano in saying thanks to you, Car and Sam for joining us this evening. I think it was a great show. Um, I learned a lot from you guys. You guys were talking as experts on this game. I said, well, let me just give them the opportunity, to share with our many viewers out there. It was indeed a great show, great discussion, and thanks for coming. We look forward to seeing you again. Before we wrap it up, Volcano, let me just let the
Thank you,
group
gentlemen.
know and the word. Let me just let the group know and the word that the county meet starts tomorrow in Liberia, and it's gonna the kickoff is gonna be in Grand Bassa County. It's gonna be in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. Back to you, Volcano.
Thank you. I think it would be probably a good county meet. That's one of the best tournaments in the country. Got to do a lot of scouting for the national league and also the national team. Sometimes some of those guys can get recruited from there. And interestingly, uh, some good players come out of the county meet.
Mhm.
So let's look forward to it. Unfortunately, it won't be televised, like on any of the real big stuff, but you have to go on social media to
To watch it, yeah.
yeah, probably through some of the everybody TV has a TV who will be covering will be
Everybody got
using
TV
their
station now,
podcasts and
man.
phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll hopefully have an opportunity to watch. Do you know which team start tomorrow? Who are the openers?
Um, really, I'm not too sure. I don't want to give any information that is inaccurate, but I do know that the economy starts tomorrow. Unfortunately, the
Okay,
president, the minister of youth and sports will not be in the country. The chief patron of sports,
okay,
George Weah, will not be in
all
the
right,
country by then. Mhm.
all right. Good night.
Good
Thank you.
night, Volcano. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Bye.
I'd like to thank all of you for joining us here tonight. We say thank you to Blow Jacono for your contribution, Christopher Wesley, Squeezo, Prosper Moba. Thank you. You seem very new to the issues room, but join us. Uh, come join us and be a part of some of the conversation. Raymond Clark, we say thank you for being there with us. Manstone Bold. Also, thank you to you for joining us tonight. Mapu Hall, Namiento Brown, um, Flomo Livingstone, Ambassador Momo E. Youngar, Rivers as Pro, Dwayne Nan, Thomas Awaji, J Cisco, Amy Barchu, Arthur Tarty, all you wonderful people who are here tonight with us. Alex Nimley, we say thank you, thank you, thank you for being a part of the conversation. Again, the prediction, hopefully, we'll know my prediction would be right or the other guys, SB Dunn, and some of you who've predicted. So we want to thank you. Fergie Monyu, Brazilian Monk, Miss Umo, Miss Moba, Vocal Moba. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back here again, as I said, on Tuesday with a great conversation. We're going to have someone very influential here. We'll be discussing education. Our country's education uh, program, what's going on with it, with free education at the tertiary level, high school, into your first degree at most of in fact, all of the public university. So we'll be discussing with this of what's trending with regards to our educational system. The promo will be up momentarily. Look out for it on our page, our Facebook page, and we'll also share it in WhatsApp and other platform. We want to thank you for being here. Have a good day. Saying goodbye.